Hi everyone, my name is Esther Klein. We are back here at the Klein Report. I am super excited about our guest today. We have Howie, who is the CEO of Forward, a company that is looking to stop the waste of water. So I'm actually very excited and feel very privileged and proud to have him on my channel, because this is obviously a very environmentally friendly, eco-friendly, discussion that is so important to have in 2021 more than ever. So let's start with our interview. Okay, Howie, so first and foremost, I find it very interesting that you have a PhD background. It's definitely unusual for the CEOs that we've interviewed in the past. So I guess tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I mean, from a PhD background, I've always been interested in materials, and my PhD sort of led me into designing molecules that actually perform function and do work. And that's kind of been the theme through my career. And that sort of ultimately led me to Forward Water, because as I was introduced to the chemistry that was behind Forward Water, I could see what the chemistry could do and what it was capable of and how powerful it was. That's one. And the second thing, how it could become commercially viable. And I really saw the promise there, got really excited by it. Through a series of events, I ended up behind the company as Forward Water Technologies CEO, and have scaled it out of the lab into commercial reality. So more to do, but happy to look behind and see that success so far.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And so I guess just tell me, what sort of problem did Forward, kind of identify? And then after identifying that problem, what did they do after that?
Well, I think there's two things that we came across. Let's start with this sort of the care and the sustainability aspect of water. So I don't think people realize how much water we use to create the things that we surround our lives with, everything from electronics to pharmaceuticals, to textiles. There's an intense amount of water we use. And the really awful secret is a huge majority of that water is not only contaminated, but is actually released into the environment, or it's sent down a hole for permanent disposal to be removed from the face of the earth and the water cycle forever. That's crazy. The second part to that is it's also really, really expensive. So if you could both preserve the water as a resource, but do so with a lower carbon footprint and return up to 90% of that water for reuse, why would you not do that? And so that's kind of what was behind Forward Water. It's really expensive to get rid of water waste, and it's really important to preserve our water resources. Let's do both.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what I find so crazy and really sad is that there's so much water that we waste. On average, how much water do you think that we waste per year?
Oh, in North America, it's mind-boggling. So one back of the envelope calculation says that 30 days of the full flow of Niagara Falls is sent for permanent well disposal every year. So while you might say, well, there's a lot of water in the world, it's true. Most of it's in the ocean, though. It's already salty. We can't use it for a lot. Of the fresh water, sending that much water on a cumulative basis on a year-end, year-out, year-after-year schedule, that amounts to an amazing amount of discharged water. And then even when fracking considerations, just putting the wastewater, it's created seismic activities. So that's the volume of water we're actually just throwing away as humankind. It's crazy. And it creates demand, scarcity, and all sorts of ongoing issues. It's really, it needs to be corrected. As much as the carbon footprint needs to be corrected, water needs to be corrected.
Absolutely. I definitely know for a fact that people do not realize, how much water we're wasting. And I know that Forward says that we could save up to 92% of water. Is that correct?
Yeah, in some cases, quite easy, quite readily. 90%, 92% of the water that's used from industrial processes, we can potentially reclaim to even reuse in that industrial process. So I think of, what if we made water a part of infrastructure, something that you use like a tool over and over and over again in that same factory. So when you build your factory to make whatever it is you're going to make, you only use that one allotment of water on an ongoing basis for the life of the factory. I mean, that's the goal. That's what we want to be part of. And we want to do so in a way that is environmentally responsible and is cost effective.
Right. And so right now, are you tackling North America? Are you tackling, countries outside of North America? Tell me a little bit about that.
So, we're located here in Canada. We're focused on the Northeastern Canadian opportunities, but we've had people knock on our door from Europe. We have a licensee in India who is already up and practicing the technology in the Indian chemistry arena, and they're having success doing it. So they're leading the charge there, and we've got a very proactive license where we work with them. So we're looking at ways to distribute this technology as quickly as possible across the globe, focused with our own hands, if you will, here in North America. But we're looking at partners in Europe. We've already got an established partner working with in the UK, could lead us into Europe. As I mentioned, we've got a licensee in India who is up and practicing the technology and being successful with it. So we're already seeing a footprint that's beyond sort of the Canadian borders, if you will, and entering the rest of the world. It's very exciting.
That's very exciting. That's phenomenal. And it's amazing that you already have this, coming, and you're still kind of, new. So I guess my question is, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years, in 10 years? Like, what are Forward's goals?
In 5 years, I think we're going to have a robust, cash positive company. That's my goal. That's got footprints in terms of either a licensee or direct boots on the ground in places like Europe, with strong license representation in South America and in India, where not only do you have the technology to introduce, but you have cultural, you have to be sensitive to the cultural structure of the local environment. And I think that's really the way we're gonna disseminate the technology. So in 5 years, we will have international operations. We will be operating directly across Canada and I believe in the United States, if not Mexico.
Fantastic. I love that. I love that. So is now a good time let's get to the investment side of things. People watching want to hear this. Is now a good time to get into Forward? And, if so, why? Why would you say so?
Well, I think what people need to do is they need to look at the cards on the table. Now, they have to come to their own decisions. But water scarcity is real and it's important, but it also creates a business opportunity. We're coming into that where we can reduce the energy footprint, do it at a lower cost that's typically done today, and preserve water. And I'm a really strong believer now, and this is kind of a conversion for me over the last several years. Not only do you have to do something financially reasonable, but you have to do something that is simultaneously consistent with improving the environment. And if you need to do those two things, I believe that Forward Water offers those two things. And those two things will pull us into a strong commercial structure. And we've got a long life here in terms of the technology in this field. The other interesting thing about a technology like this, when it's established in industry, it's got a 30, 40-year ongoing lifetime. So it is a generational opportunity in my opinion.
Absolutely, absolutely. And why should I put it with Forward versus other environmentally friendly companies that are up and running nowadays? Why Forward?
Yeah, I mean the investment. There's a lot of people claiming. I think Forward Water has a really strong case that it is in fact delivering on those two promises. That is a financial viability coupled to a real strong and definable, sustainable footprint. And I think people need to be able to ferret through those weeds and look at the companies. Now, we will, as we develop and have established commercial contracts, we will publish how we are saving both the capital cost or the operational cost of treating water, but also the environmental impacts that we have. We've had third parties look at our technology separately, and that's part of some of the grant funding that we received, that have critically looked at our technology and said, yeah, this appears to be really legitimate. So our next step is to get it at full scale, full commercial, and publish those results so people can see we do both.
I love that. And how do you get it to be full scale?
Pardon me?
So you said the goal is to get it to be full scale, right? How does one get there? Like what are the next steps?
So we're looking at it two ways. Like one pathway, of course, is direct to end users. We're looking at business models where we provide the service on site, give us your wastewater, we will treat it for you and return it back as clean with a small amount of final waste, and we'll charge on a service basis. That's ongoing revenue for us. And we're also looking for channel partners, people who are established in the wastewater treatment area already, and we can offer our product as part of their solution to their clients because they already have a strong customer base. So we're taking both avenues in that opportunity.
Amazing, amazing. Okay. Yeah, this was really interesting to hear. It sounds like Forward has a lot of great plans for the future. Is there anything else how you think is important to add to my viewers who are watching this video right now?
I saw something today, a quote on a Vancouver bridge that says that every drop of water we save contributes to our water sustainability. So the only thing I can say to your viewers is, you know what? It counts when you do turn on the taps. So let's all do it.
I love that. I love that. If we can shorten our showers by just a few minutes, it really does make a difference. Is that right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Great. That's what I'm going to do tonight. All right, Howie. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. And like I said, I'm very proud that we had you on my channel today. And that's it for us.
Happy to be here. Thank you very much for the time.
Awesome.